What up, what up, what up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream, you guys. Now, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Let me get that out the way first. This is an impromptu live stream, so I am back with another live stream. So I hope you guys appreciate it because I was not intending to do this one, but I had some things that I wanted to share with you guys. I thought they were interesting. So as you come in, per usual, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button, hit the like button. That helps the channel out so much. I appreciate you guys for your help and your support. So make sure you are hitting the like button, y'all. That is super important. And one in the chat if y'all can hear me. One in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine, please. I want to make my audio I've been having issues with my audio, so just make sure you put a one in the chat if my audio is good. Let me know. Let me know before we proceed. All right. Thank y'all. So I do see the ones in the chat. You guys can hear me perfectly fine. Thank you so much for that. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Want to make sure that we have just as many likes as we do people in the building. So shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to everybody supporting the channel. You guys see the title. It says, "My husband has a boyfriend. Let me explain." So there's a clip that I want to share with you guys. And I know y'all probably looking at the title like, what, girl, what in the world is going on? I see some of the comments and it just was funny to me. But there's an actual clip that I have for you guys of of this situation. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was interesting to share. Plus, we're going to touch on some more topics as well in this live stream. Okay. So make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. That is super important. All right. So we're gonna jump right into it. I want to play this first clip for you. And we're gonna get into it. And I want to hear your thoughts on it because you know, when I find these clips or people send them to me, I choose the clips I want to play for certain reasons because it definitely correlates to what I normally talk about, the state of relationships, the state of marriages, dating, all that stuff. And I do think that this kind of ties in because it'll kind of show you where we might be headed, how relationships may change, how the dynamics of dating and relationships and marriage and all that might change if there are not enough men for the women who are looking for them. So we're already starting to see some women coupling up and, you know, trying to just get together and co-parent with the kids and try to pay the bills to make things work. So this is a different perspective. Will things start to shift in this direction? I don't know, but I thought it was interesting to share. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up and definitely chime in the chat. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. So here it is.
Introduce my king, my queen. We've been together for like 3 years, right?
Right. I've been rocking and rolling with him ever since. And yes, ladies, I know what y'all thinking. He cheated, but you know, what worked for me might not work for y'all, and that's fine. Okay, some of y'all rather be broke, lonely, bitter, but I stayed with mine through it all, and y'all need to thug it out too.
I was tired of keeping it in, but you know what I'm saying? I had to just bring it out. You feel me?
That's right. And I'm here. I'm supporting it. I'm down for the cause. We take care of each other. We ride or die for each other.
Right.
Saying when he came along, you know, at first it wasn't all good, but now we get along.
Yeah, it
real
was a
good.
lot of drama. Well, we got it together. We got it together.
Yeah, we did.
Now, just for clarification, so she's married to the guy with the long dreads. She's married. He cheated on her, allegedly, I'm believing, with the other guy. And, you know, she found out that he was, you know, DL, and she just decided to embrace it. So, you know, the title of that is "My Husband, I Let My Husband Have a Boyfriend." That is the actual title of that video. So she just embraced the fact that her husband wanted a man too. And she decided to hold him down, as she says. She wanted to be transparent. She wanted to keep it real. She wanted to, you know, keep her man because she didn't let the fact that he cheated on her with a man stop her from keeping her relationship. So is this where we headed? And of course, it doesn't have to be a man who's on the DL. What about men who might be cheating with other women and men who just have those options? You know what I'm saying? And they could have a bunch of women. are women willing to, because a lot of women say they're not settling. Are women going to be pushed to a point where they're going to have to accept the man in all his glory and whatever he's doing, whether he's with a man, whether he's with other women, whether he's with, whatever. Are they going to be pushed to have to just accept somebody that's their type, that they like, and whatever comes with them? Are we headed to that? I don't know. But let's continue to hear this story.
And I'm not the first one.
So y'all shouldn't just judge us by doing this. We doing us. We doing good for sure. We doing good.
Exactly. 3 incomes is better than 2.
Right.
So we making money over here. We getting paid.
And
okay.
Right.
Y'all just jealous of our relationship.
And don't judge. It's all love over here nowadays. Okay, so ladies, get with me, get like me, support your man, support the program. Would you rather be broke and lonely and bitter? I have a man that supports you and your goals. You know, he do him or whatever, but I got his back and I'm there for him. Ain't that right?
No. Let me step in right there. Now, y'all know. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. As Successful MD said. There's about 74 watching with 34 likes. Y'all hit the like button. That helps the channel, y'all. And shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to all of you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. Baby, listen, y'all know, if you've been watching me for some time, you know what my thoughts. I'm all for holding your husband down, holding your man down. Y'all going through the thick and thin. That's what marriage is all about. Working through the good just as well as the bad parts. But baby, this is a different level, in my opinion. I mean, I know there are going to be a lot of bitter, lonely women out here, but I wouldn't recommend that. I'm just saying, I wouldn't recommend it personally. But hey, if that's your thing and that's what you want to do, that's on you. That's not something that I'm going to push. You know what I'm saying? And so, but to each his own, whatever you choose to do, because I can't do nothing about your choices. It's your choices. But I definitely wouldn't recommend that. But if it's working for them, child, kudos to them. But I just thought it was interesting. But let's hear what else they're saying here. Here we go. Hit the like button, y'all.
That's right.
Talk your talk.
For real.
Like you know it. Okay? You know what you got. You know what you got at home.
Right.
Okay?
And whoever leaves that comment, getting blocked.
Blocked, period. Because we don't play that. We don't play that negativity. We don't play that drama over here. None of that. Ladies, like I said, support your man, be with your man, support the cause, stay down.
Always support.
Stay down till he come up, ladies, because he
always
will.
Support.
Hey, so don't hate on us. Don't hate on us. Because y'all hating. Y'all all getting blocked. For real.
Blocked.
Like he said. Y'all.
White people always, I agree with, I forget her name, this girl on TikTok. She was like, they use that hating term too easily now. Everybody hating because they have an opinion. Like, what? It's not hating. It's just you have an opinion on what you see, what you post. It's not hating if you agree with it, but it's hating if you disagree with it. A disagreement doesn't mean you're hating. It means you disagree. That's it. It's just a difference of opinions. It doesn't mean you're hating. Everybody is not hating. Everybody don't want that lifestyle, baby. Yeah, that's for you. You do you. Everybody don't want to do that. So if I don't want to live that type of lifestyle, or I disagree with your lifestyle, I'm not hating. Because hating means I want your life. Hating on you means I want what you have. And I don't think too many people want that. I'm just saying, to each his own. But I don't think too many people want that. So it ain't hating. It's just, an opinion. That's all. But let's continue.
Y'all all getting blocked.
And hating don't do nothing for you.
Right.
Just keep looking. Just keep watching.
And we make money over here.
Thank you.
We gonna make money over here. Why y'all hating?
Y'all 3 incomes is better than 2. And ladies, he still support the children. Both of them support the kids. Okay.
Right.
So it's good. They have 2 daddies in their lives who help them. Okay. The play uncle. Come on. So listen, when I'm at work, he able to take care of the kids. He able to take care of the kids. Like
for real.
All right. So I'd rather have my king than be kingless, like some of y'all out there.
Oh.
So
hey, we do it.
And another thing too, I will say, people got to stop using that term king so loosely. Why does it, with all these kings and these queens, and you gotta stop using that term so loosely. I'm just saying, hold on one second, y'all. Lord, I'm starting to sweat. It's hot. Whew. But baby, people got to stop using that term king and queen so loosely. Seriously, just say your man, your woman. Stop with the king and the queen stuff. It's looking bad. It really is. It really is. And once again, I'm not hating on them because I don't want their life. I don't want what you got going on. That's just do your own thing. Just say what you happy with and what's working for you, child, and keep it pushing. People ain't hating because they don't agree with it. Everybody have their own lifestyle and what they choose to do. And this type of lifestyle ain't for everybody. And just because it's not for everybody, it don't mean people hating. Get your two kings and you the queen and y'all do what y'all want to do, baby. I don't mean I got to agree with it. And it shouldn't matter because at the end of the day, people can say whatever they want. You got to go home to your life and do what you want to do. And everybody else going to go to their life and do what they want to do. Right. So other people's opinions shouldn't matter on what you choose to do with your life. But if you put it out there for people to speculate on, then that's what you get. You're going to get people's opinions. So stop saying it's hating. When you put your life, you don't have to go on social media and tell your business. You can keep your business to yourself and nobody would never know what's going on with you. But you choose to put it out there so people are going to have opinions and people are going to speculate. That's just fair. That's just what it is. But let's continue.
Good. Hey, we doing good.
You ain't that one up.
We doing good. All y'all.
We doing great. We doing great. And it's all love, no negativity, no bitterness. Love is love. Love is what y'all
over
got.
there.
Positive vibes over here. Like I said, positive vibes over here.
Only positivity over here.
And we stay rocking and rolling.
Right.
And that's all we gonna do. Rock and roll till the wheels fall off.
Nah,
Please
for real.
believe it. Huh, King? Yes, but I love him. He love me. He ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. No matter what, come along. Like we a unit right here. You feel me? So ain't nothing stopping this.
Anybody can do it.
Okay, I'm built for this. Okay.
She said she built for this. God forgive me. They seem a little slow. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be funny. I hate to do that, but that's just my observation, It's and I love people and I don't really be like trying to comfort people, but sometimes I talk too much and I just say some how I really feel sometimes, but it just seemed like something else is going on here. And but kudos to them. Let's play this last little part, then we're gonna move on.
Thanks, baby.
And we gonna be together forever until we die. It's coming soon, so be on the lookout. Peace out.
Well, everything ain't for everybody. That's all I'll say with that. And that's their lifestyle. I found it interesting when I saw this video. I'm like, Now that's when I started to thinking, if this is what is to come, is this there are more single women than men available, or we already talk about women dating the same guys, or a lot of women are in relationships with the same man, fighting for that same man because that's who they want, and it's not enough men out here for the women that are single. But our women, because I also saw something too talking about how some women are open to dating men who are gay. And I don't know if you guys have heard this, but they're these women who are so-called friends with their, they have their gay friends, but secretly they like what he looked like. They secretly want him, and they don't care that he's gay. They somehow think that they can change him and make him into the man they want him to be. So some of these women are out here sleeping with these men, with these gay men, and hoping to have relationships with them. And it to me, that's why I wanted to play this video, because I think it's important to see this, because it's slowly happening. There are a lot of women out here who are secretly, they're desperate, they're lonely, they don't have a man, they don't want to cooperate with the men that are available who might be interested. So they're out here befriending these gay men as, oh, this is my gay friend and we friends and we this and that, and secretly trying to push up on these men and sleep with them, thinking that they can build a relationship with the man that is gay, and these men don't want them, but they'll sleep with them. And this is why I say too, you got to be cautious about your woman having these gay friends. I'm saying on the side, baby. That's a, that's still a man. He still got man parts, even though they say, oh, I don't want you, child. We looking for the same thing, still like people say, anything is possible. Anything can happen. So just because she has her gay friend who's, is gay, I still wouldn't trust it. Don't, you got a phallus down there, child. You don't know. And then they be with these women changing their clothes and get naked in front of them and stuff. Like, come on. Anything could happen. And then when the women are the ones pushing up on them, child, you got to be cautious of that too. So I've seen that, and that kind of shocked me too. Not shocked me, but it's interesting to see that there are women who will, try to sleep with their gay friends going out, because nobody would, and if you had a man, nobody would suspect that, I guess, because you're thinking, oh, he don't really, he's on the same team as you, so he's not trying to, get with you. But child, they'll be in there having a menage a trois and doing all kinds of stuff. So I wouldn't trust. That's what they do on them girls trips with the gay girls, and they out there and they're just doing whatever. And, even some of them have a man at home, and then come back and, child, you don't know what she's been doing and what she's been exposing herself to. And you sitting back thinking, oh, I just gave let her have her girl's friends trip time. And, she just went out and had a good time. And now she's back to me, child. You don't know what was going on them trips, and what she's bringing back, or what she's bending over, and all kinds of stuff is going on. And you're just the loving man at home thinking you got a good woman. So this is going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, y'all, because, baby, these are some strange times and strange things are happening, and people are just out here. I saw this article of the STDs and STIs on the rise in Houston and many other places as well. People are out here going to the clinics, being diagnosed with all kinds of stuff. And just they're out here just doing too much. You're doing too much, and you're coming back with things while you're out here doing too much. And people don't like to talk about it because they just don't want to talk about it. Everybody making excuses for women. When women are out here, some women are out here just throwing that thing all around, baby, and then they're catching stuff and they're coming home and bringing it back to whoever they, spreading it all around. And nobody's talking about that. Oh, the women are innocent. Oh, the women, it's the man's fault. These women are out here sexualizing themselves on a daily. And it's all empowerment because it's acceptable and nobody's talking about it. I have a clip of this lady, this nurse, damn near crying, talking about how all these people coming here with diseases left and right. But these are adults. They're making their decision and they're out here and nobody can tell you nothing. And you're going to keep on to, you're going to do it till the wheels fall off, till you can't do it no more, till you just, you just stuck. But that's acceptable and it's okay. We're not supposed to talk about that. Let them do what they want. And men supposed to be trusting of that? No. Calvin Bruton, thank you so much for the super chat. I live in Atlanta and women out here sleep with openly gay men. Shut the front door, baby. I know. These women sleep with gay men purposely. They know and knew they were gay. Exactly, Calvin. Thank you so much for the super chat, Calvin. Baby, I know. They don't care. Because they secretly find those men attractive. That's a man still. They find him attractive and they're just out here throwing that cat on anybody. They don't care. And exposing yourself to all of it, and then acting as if women are innocent, they don't do no wrong, it's all the men. Now if you sleeping with an openly gay man, he gay, then you seem nasty and just desperate. Bottom line, just desperate. That's just that desperate. Just the same way a lot of these women are going to the prisons to get them a prison bae. Desperate too. They're going to get their prison bae. They want babies with the prisoners. This pen pal prison stuff been a thing back in the day, but now they've taken it to another level, child. There's the whole prison website. You can go over there and find you a man, find out what he's in there for. And if it's not too bad of a crime, you can go ahead and book him up and, you know what I'm saying? And pen pal him or whatever they do. You can go visit him and get a baby for them and everything. Baby by mail, all kinds of stuff is set up for these prisoners. These women, there are a lot of women who think that the best men are in prison, child. Can y'all believe that? They believe the men ain't out here in the streets, child, but they in prison. Let's go to the prisons and get us a man, baby, and get us a baby. And that's not desperate. And that's okay. And that's not desperate. And then they talk about what a man should be providing and what a man should be doing, and he gotta have all this. Girl, does the prison bae have 6 figures? Does the prison bae treat you right? Is the prison bae faithful? Huh? What qualities does prison bae have? How much can he do for you inside those walls? What can he do other than just, pipe you down? What else can he do for you, child? So the men that are out here and available who are looking for suitable women got to have all this stuff, but prison bae ain't got to have none of that. And you want a baby with him. He can't even help you raise the child because he's locked up. So it's just insanity to me. The expectations for the men who have things going for themselves versus what these women are ending up with. It's crazy. So, child, this is an epidemic. This is I don't know what's going to happen, y'all. We do these videos and we talk about this stuff, but this is a problem. It really is, especially for our communities. If we trying to build healthy communities, child, this ain't the way to go. Hit the like button, you guys. So desperation is definitely a part of it. So I thought this was important because, I mean, look, what if women are out here, and once again, these particular women, if they're out here sleeping with gay men, end up getting a baby bomb, going to the prisons looking for a man, this a lost cause. Like what else? What they're so stuck on their type, they'll be willing to go to prison. And I grant you, the ones in prison probably have, the 6 packs because they ain't got nothing else to do but, pump iron all day. So they really doing that. So they might have the 6 packs, and they probably got the swag and all the prison swag. And so you get that. Seems like that's what's most important anyway. So I kind of get it. And then, the ones that are gay be muscly too, some of them. So they probably got the swag and all that you want to. They just go the other opposite direction or go both ways. So you'll be willing to take that. I mean, it's just, child, it's just a hot mess. It really is. It's really a hot mess out here. So we're going to move on to the next clip. There's another clip I want to play for you guys of this woman. Now, she has an accent, so please, I'll tell you what she's saying, but this was interesting too. Here we go.
I'm tired of singleness. I'm 39 years old. Very soon I'll enter menopause. Please. I need a husband in my life. No matter what you are doing, I'm going to marry you. Are you a barrel pusher? Are you a beggar? Are you a conductor? Please marry me. Please, I'm going to sponsor the marriage. I'm going to give you money to pay my bride price. I'm going to sponsor the wedding with my money.
Stop it. Get some help.
Please come and marry me. I'm tired of singleness. Please. I'm 39 years old. Please come and marry me. I'm getting old. I'm getting old, please. I need a husband in my life. I need a man in my life. I'm tired of singleness, please. I don't want to buy myself. I no longer sleep. Please, 39 years old without a child. 39 years old without a husband. 39 years old with no relation.
So she's crying. She's really crying. She's basically saying she's 39 years old, begging for a man to marry her. She says she will pay for the wedding. She will pay for everything. She is desperate for a husband. She don't have any children. She's 39. She says she's getting old and she needs a husband. She don't care at this point. She's willing to pay for everything. Look, just come on and get and take her. And she's serious about it. And I think a lot of women are understanding that how important it is the older they get, but a lot of them aren't as forthcoming as this woman is. And I think it's sad, but honest at the same time. She's really crying out on social media for a husband. She really is begging somebody take me. I'm too young, I'm too old. I don't have any kids. I need a family. And I think most women understand that, but they're too prideful to actually be honest and truthful about it because they want to continue to push the narrative that, oh, they don't really need a man. They're too prideful to come out and tell the truth. They're too prideful to say that it would be nice to have some help. And not only that, but to have companionship, but to actually have somebody that care about them, as opposed to running out in these streets, just, sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry and having all these meaningless situationships and hookups with nobody that's really, really there for you. And at the end of the day, you're just going out and sleeping around and that's your fun. But then you go home by yourself. You don't have anybody, any real support. It's just you. And they basically are telling you the same thing that she's saying, but they're not, they don't want to come off as if they're begging or if they're desperate. They want to put it out there in a way. That's why they always say, look, I don't really need you, but I want you. No, you really need them and you really want them, but you don't want people to really know that. It's a pride thing. You want to make it seem like you got it all together and you really don't need a man. But deep down inside, when you behind closed doors, you're depressed and crying just like this lady, because she's not the first one to do this. There's been others on social media crying, saying how they're desperate for a man and how they really want a man. And where is their person and all this stuff, crying, talking about they where you at, where my king at, where they at, because you realize you're getting older. You realize it's not a good fit or a good feeling to just be by yourself your entire life. You went through the being outside part. You went through the whole phase and all of this. And now you're to a point where now you're lonely and you're desperate for somebody to be there. It's really not a good feeling to get up in age and just be completely to yourself. And even if you had kids early on and your kids are all grown, they living their life and you now in the house by yourself. You don't have nobody to spend any time with. You going to work. And a lot of these women like to talk about being an entrepreneur and being, you got to keep yourself busy. To me, the purpose of a lot of all these girls trip is because it's a way to desensitize yourself from your reality. And you need to be surrounded by a bunch of girlfriends and other people, because that takes your mind off the fact that you actually are alone. And this is why a lot of these women get mad and they get in their feelings when their friends start coupling off, start getting married or start having relationships, and when they don't have time for them. So they think that their, friends should just stay single forever and be there like the Golden Girls, y'all all just by yourself and y'all become each other's companionship. So, and they don't take into consideration the fact that your girlfriends they want somebody too. And then when they start getting somebody and you the only one left that's, by yourself, you start feeling really lonely and really sad. And then they start turning on their girlfriends. I've seen that happen too, because they're coupling up and getting married and they don't have time for you. Literally these women get angry and start turning on a friend saying, oh, I want friends who are going to be here for me no matter what. You mean, so you want somebody to stay single with you because you're lonely and go down that path with you and not ever have companionship or love in their life because you can't find it? This is why we say women keep women single. You want somebody to be there with you in your old age, to be your companion, because you can't get a man. No. Avenge the Ancestors, thank you for the super chat, says, hello, Queen DeeDee, room and room B first. Thank you so much for the treat, girl, what is it? Child, super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. They want you to be like them. Successful MD says reality is undefeated. Real men are not plugins. Exactly. I agree. Thank you so much for the super chat. And so, they want other women to be on the same trajectory as them. This is why there's that, what y'all call the echo chamber of all the women just saying the same old stuff over and over. And any woman that goes outside of that, oh, she's a pick me, which, the women who go outside of that want to be picked and are usually picked because they realize that, hey, you don't want to go through life just by yourself out here in the streets when you 45, 50 years old. That this doesn't look good. It's not a good look and it doesn't make any sense. Haven't you had enough fun by yourself in your 20s? And so you done ran amok with that and now you're 30, 40, 50 and you still out here in these streets thinking that you're going to find a millionaire to just, sweep you off your feet and give you the lifestyle that you want. And then when they realize that's not happening and they're constantly getting older, they start to become real bitter and have a lot to say about all men and why, because you couldn't find one. So that's nobody else's fault. It's yours. So if you didn't decide to prioritize marriage or man or whatever relationships and you wanted to be outside the majority of your young life, understand that there are consequences that are associated with that. And it's going to bite you in the butt as you get older. As you get older, you're going to start to see the consequences of your choices. That's just what it is. You can't escape it. You can't escape it no matter what you do. And there might be a few that kind of fall through the cracks, but the majority of it, you cannot escape it. Look at Tia Mowry and others. A lot of those women are older now and, you cannot escape it. It's just what it is. It's a reality. And they try to pretend and act like, oh, that's not going to happen to me. No, it's happening just look around at all these women who are getting older and single and look at the conversations that they have. They still out here. Some of them are talking about, we got B. Simone and a lot of these people out here talking about relationships and they crying because you're getting older and you still stuck in that singleness. You didn't do it. You didn't think that you should have done anything differently. You didn't think Vivica Fox and a whole host of others who wasted a lot of time, thought you had a whole lot of time. Now they're hitting 50s, 60s, now becoming grandmas, and you're still out here thinking that you won't settle. It's insane. So I'm just like, just give it up. Just embrace the fact that you missed the boat. You missed the boat, and that's fine. You still have life to live. Still live your life. Live your life, because as long as you're breathing, you got a life to live. Live your life and just embrace the fact that you missed it. Stop trying to make it seem like you're still doing the right things. Just accept what it is. Be honest about it. Be transparent and honest about your choices and the outcomes that come with it. That's all I'm saying. Be real. If you didn't do it right, be honest about it. Tell other young women not to do what you did. But instead of them doing that, they're still trying to make it seem like this is the way to go, ladies, because as you get older, women get older, their voices get deeper. So as you get older, you start sounding like a man sometimes. I'm just saying. Just like we get older and we grow facial hair sometimes. A lot of times women voices change as it goes. So now the voice is deeper. Young ladies, you shouldn't settle. Don't settle. You need a man to help you travel and pay bills. It's like they're telling these young women the same old lies and it didn't work for them. So this is why I encourage young women to be smarter than those women, because and there are some young women who see the light. There are some women who see the light and they realize, hold on, wait a minute. I'm not going to listen to you because look at you. You're 60 years old and you're single. You don't have a man. You don't have no children. You don't have nothing. And don't let people try to tell you that having a family is not a big deal. And being married is not a big flex. And, raising your kids and being there for your kid. Don't let people tell you that ain't nothing, because it's everything. I was told that when I was younger. Being at home and raising your children is not a big deal. What the hell? Yes, it is a big deal. And if it wasn't a big deal, there wouldn't be so many women out here looking for men to be protectors and providers. You want protectors, you want providers. That means you want a man to be able to provide for you and your potential family and take care of you. So it is a big deal. And this is what every woman is talking about. They want, even the women who claim they make all this money, they still want to protect and to provide. And if it wasn't a big deal, why are so many women out here trying to get a man to protect and provide? So if you have a man who's a protector and a provider and he's there and supporting his family and loving, you better hold on to him and stop listening to these women either trying to keep you single or trying to break up what you have because they don't have it. A lot of these women are trying to tell married women, girl, you could do so much better than what you have. And then you go out here like Tia Mowry, jump back out in these streets, child, and you realize ain't nothing out there for you. So you better keep what you got and stop listening to these other single hyenas who are out here trying to break up your home because they looking at it and they jealous of what you got. And so they want to see that fall apart, secretly sitting back somewhere laughing and kicking, because your relationship then fell apart because you listen to them. Because they want, birds of a feather flock together, and they want to keep you in the boat that they're in. While meanwhile, they're struggling hard trying to find them a man so they could get what you had. And if they found a man that they wanted to be with and was interested in them, baby, you'll see how hard they leave you, how fast and they leave you alone, and how hard they'll be doing everything to try to make that relationship into what you had while you listen to them, jumped out in the streets, and now you looking crazy because you realize ain't nothing out there for you, and you had the best that you ever was gonna get. So, married women are out here thinking that there's better options. You've been married. Some people have been married 15 and 20 years, and they out here talking about, oh, well, I want to, I think there's something better. I've outgrown the relationship. You're not outgrown the relationship. You listen to the single bitter women making you think that being out in the streets is a better option. And when you think about it, better option for what? So you can go and ride some more CCs? So you want to go and try some different, sizes of the male anatomy. And that's what you call weighing your options and seeing what's better? Or try to get a man with more money, and now you realize you're making the most horrible decision you could ever make. Especially if you got a good man and you have no issues. Women are leaving men and telling you they had no problems with him. He was a good man. I just outgrew him. Why? Because you made a little more money and now you think that you're everything since sliced bread? So you think you make more money than him, so you can go get you now you qualify for a rich man who makes more money than you, and what? That is not something you should be doing, and you're not going to yield any good results. You're going to find yourself out here bitter and angry and crying and depressed because you made a poor decision based off of what these single women hyenas are telling you to do. So don't listen to any woman that's either in a good relationship with a man. Y'all might be going through a rough patch. Marriage is work. Work through it. Communicate. Go to therapy if you can. Or just communicate your differences. Y'all try to work that out and stay together. Because ain't nothing out here in these streets for you, baby. Ain't nothing out here. They're telling you there's piss in the dating pool. And so if you got a man, keep him, because you ain't going to find, if he's a good dude and y'all just going through issues, work that out. Because ain't nothing out here waiting for you. Especially if you're thinking that you're going to get something so much better. So that's what I would say to the younger people and married people who thinking that oh my God, this is a boring relationship. We're bored. I'm tired. I want something more. He don't do this. He don't do that. But he's a stable man, right? He work. He's taking care of the family. He loves you. He's not taking you on trips every week, because this is another thing they try to get these women with. Oh, well, you need to be requesting trips and you need to be traveling every weekend. You need to do all that. That's some BS. That's fakery. That's fake. That's not what a relationship is about. How much money you want him to go into debt? Every weekend you want to go somewhere and hop and skip and jump and look, have a lifestyle that you see on social media that isn't real. So if he can't make your life look like what you see on social media, now you got a problem with him. Don't make that mistake. That's all I can say. And for the women who are unrealistic about what it is they want out in a man, it's not in your look. A lot of these men are settling for y'all. Y'all are not settling, especially when you come into the table with 3 baby daddies and 3 children and you've been ran through and all of that. That man is settling for you because he's surprised and you want what he got. A majority of women want men to have all these unrealistic expectations or meet those expectations, then he would be the prize. I'm sorry. I'm tired of this prize debate because it doesn't make any sense. If all of these women are vying for the same type of man who has all of these qualifications, that means that he is the prize. And you're struggling trying to get it. And you're pushing trying to get that prize. So this idea that these women are the prize is BS. The man is the prize. I'm sorry. And All of y'all are looking for all this stuff. You want him to make more money than you. You want to be attractive. All these things. If you find a man who has all of that, he's the prize. He's prized because all of y'all looking for that prize and trying to get it, and y'all are struggling trying to get it. So that's it. And so they need to stop that debate seriously. Especially if you're older and you have a lot going on. I'm gonna just say that. Yeah, you gotta realize that. So bottom line on that. Let's move on to this next clip. I wanna play this little clip real quick. Let me real quick.
To somebody. You're singular, he's singular. You come together.
Yeah.
And then there's two in one.
That's right.
And so then when you really, really get to that stage of where you understand that love's got to be intertwined, those hearts have to be intertwined.
And that's probably not politically correct, but I'm sorry, that's what life is all about. When my dad passed away, part of my heart passed away with him, and it's never coming back. I feel the same way about Julius. I feel the same way about my child. It's one heart. They are completely entwined in my spirit. Absolutely.
I just played that little clip because you know what? When they talk, when I hear people, when we talk about people who are married, and like I said, people who have been married for years and years, they all have one thing in common. They understand what marriage is. They understand the cooperation that goes with it and what is needed to maintain that relationship and stay in it. So many people are out here, and I said this the other day, so many people are out here giving relationship advice and they've never really been in any relationships. They only are they're speculating. They're going by what they think and what they feel. You have not even been in it long enough to even give that advice to know what would work. They're just going off of what they think and feel and what they, off of other people's relationships and speculating and giving their opinion. But to actually be in a relationship for a long amount of time and understand the differences and the obstacles and the good things that you go through in it and then stick it out, to me, that's the ultimate. To me, that person or those people can give you the real advice that you need, and not this BS that a lot of people are running around here telling you about what relationships should be, and they're just dreaming and wishing they got in one, and they're dreaming about what they would like it to be as opposed to actually experiencing what it really is. So that's the difference for me. Porter, I'm gonna just say Porter. Hello, DeeDee. I'm glad you're touching on this because we don't have a lot of women to do it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We got a few out here, but there needs to be more, and I do see more women talking about it, and I think it's important. Thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. So I played that little clip because that's Viola Davis and her husband. They're both actors. Clearly she makes more than her husband. Clearly she makes more than he does. And when they talk about their relationship, they don't talk about money. They talk about the things that matter, what makes a relationship work, how they are able to maintain a relationship, and how it has to be intertwined between the two, how you have two individuals who are coming together and creating a oneness with each other. You come from where you come from. He comes from his way of life and upbringing, and y'all come together to create something together that is uniquely yours. That means coming together, blending, whatever differences you have, whatever similarities you have, whatever it is, you bring it together and you create a oneness between the two of you, and you make it your own, excluding everybody else. Everybody else should not matter. What matters is what the two of you agree on and what you are building together. This is why you have to separate yourself from your parents, any outside people, and focus on the two of you. You can't let outside influences come in and disrupt what you have going on. Even if they don't agree with your lifestyle, it's not for them to agree. It's for you and your person to agree together. Whatever you create together in your marriage or your relationship is between the two of you, and what you two agree on. Everybody else is outside noise. They should not be included in that. This is why I say too, people make the mistake of allowing their family members and parents, sisters, relatives to come in and have their input on their lives and their relationships. And that is one way to ruin a good relationship. When you allow other influences to come in and try to tell you what you should be doing or what he should be doing and how y'all should be doing this, when it should, you don't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever allow outside people to come in and dictate to you what your relationship should be. The only two people who should be talking about that are the two people who are in the relationship. That's it. You shouldn't give a damn what nobody else is saying. As long as there's no abuse or things that is detrimental to your livelihood or anything like that, there's none of that going on. The two of you should make sure that your relationship is solid and that nobody could come in and break that up or influence one in one way or another. Too many people make that mistake. It should be you and him and against the world, not you two bickering against each other. Y'all need to build something together. That way you're solid and nobody can come in and break it apart. That's what helps a relationship thrive. You know, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't get to see that or don't see the importance of that because all they're focused on is, you know, who's fine and who can, you know, bang me down good, the best. And how much money he got, girl? I need the money. I need to get to the bag. All the stuff that does not make a relationship work. Period. Everybody's focused on the wrong things. It's too much talk about, oh, he got to have this and the penis size. Oh, it's just so stupid. It's getting old. Like, that's I'm so tired. I'm just like, all you hear, that's all you hear. And women have been talking about this for, I just look at you like, I hear it in real life and I'm just, you know, I don't say too much. I'm just like, you know, the look is like, girl, you tired. Stop. You need some help. You know, it's like, I'm so tired of hearing it. These people have no clue of how to make any relationship work because they've never really been in one for long enough to really see the ins and outs of it. So when I hear it, and like I said, once again, that's the benefit of being in a marriage for a long time because you get to, you know, go through the stuff. A lot of this stuff I be talking about because I've been through it. Like I've been, you know, the one who had to learn a lot of things. But fortunately for me, I was married young. So I got to go through it. I got to grow and learn some things too. But while I was married though, you know, and some reason, Tia Mowry thinks that you can only grow and, you know, and then she's still trying to find herself at 46. That's odd to me, but she's trying to grow and do all this stuff. You don't have to do it by yourself. You and your husband should grow together. Y'all grow together. Y'all learn things. Things change in the relationship, but you're supposed to adjust and you keep going. It's not always easy, but that's what the relationship is for. I don't understand what people think marriage and relationship is for. It's just, oh, I'm just with him till I get tired. Because women are always the ones leaving, so you just with them till you get tired. When you get tired, oh girl, I'm gonna look for me another. I can be 55. 55, I'm gonna look for another man because I'm not settled. I mean, it's just the dumbest thing ever. Successful MD, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. He says, DeeDee, you have noticed people can be respectful to each other while engaged, even if it's a long time, but after marriage, it leaves. People make things hard because of selfishness and worrying about what others are doing. Seen that too. Yeah. And thank you once again. I appreciate you, Successful, for the super chat. Thank you. Yeah. And this is, you know, there are people who've been engaged for years, 10 years. And then when they finally get married, they divorce within 1 year or less. And then they say, oh, see, this is why I don't want the paperwork, because it changes things. No, I think when you're dating, it's sort of like what you're saying, Successful. It's like, oh, you know, we good. We can communicate and it's good and we fine. But then when you get married, the paperwork make you feel like things have to change. I think people think when you get married, it's supposed to be a totally different situation when that's another mistake people make. Whoever the person is, whether it's the woman or the man, whoever they are before you marry them is who they're going to be when you marry them, baby. You can't think that if you're dating somebody or you engaged to somebody for years that everything that they was doing was okay, y'all cool with each other. And then when they get married, oh, now you got to do this. Now you got to act like this. If you meet a woman that you want to be with and she dressed a certain way and you okay with it, baby, marrying her is not going to change. It's not going to make her all of a sudden cover up. If you engage to a woman or you want to marry a woman who's dressing, provocatively, when y'all get married, you can't say, oh, now we married, so now you got to switch it up. No, she's going to be who she is. If you married a man who piss all over the toilet and don't clean up after himself before you married him, when you marry him, guess what? He's not going to stop pissing on the toilet. He's going to still be pissing on the toilet. He's going to still leave the seat down and piss all over it, and that's how he is. So if it was okay when you was engaged to him, it better be okay when you marry him, because you know that's happening. That's a part of who they are. You got to constantly tell them, wipe that piss off the toilet or put some clothes on. If that's who they are and you accepting them for that, that's who they're going to be when you sign that marriage certificate. It's not going to automatically change. People think that marriage is going to change people. No, it's not. It is not. They are who they are. You either accept them or you don't. And if you care about them, maybe that's not a big deal for you. You see the piss on the toilet, you just wipe it every time, even though you're like, oh, damn, this man gonna always piss on the toilet. Well, he always piss on the toilet. If you accepting it, if you love him for everything else, that's a minor thing. Or get him to wipe. You got to constantly remind him to wipe it. But he's not gonna automatically change when you marry him. The paperwork don't change you. It's people make that mistake all the time. I see it all the time. Oh, well, now we getting married. Now you got to cover up. Nope. If you was okay with her wearing bra tops with her stomach out and short shorts, and you love that about her, and you was walking around with her like that, baby, don't expect when she signed that marriage license. Now you's married. Now I's married. Now I'm a wife. Now put some clothes on. Wear your skirts down to the floor, baby. Cover up, put that sweater over top of them titties and cover up. No, she is who she is. The paperwork don't change that. You marry the person for who they are, not thinking that they're going to meet some type of other expectations. No, find the person that is what you want before you marry them. Don't think that you're going to marry somebody one way and you're going to be with them one way and then they're going to just change. Nope, that don't work like that. Upward Man, thank you for the super chat. Upward Man says, hello, Miss DeeDee in chat. Married husband of 21 years here. Congrats to you. Thank you for your commentary and insight. God bless. Check out Ephesians 5:21-25, King James Version. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, Upward Man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I think people make that mistake too. Don't think that somebody just gonna marry the person care about them the way they are, because I think a lot of marriage in like that because expectations are there of what you think a married man should be or what a married woman should be, and there's no should be. It's about what you want and what they want, what you'll accept, what they'd accept, who loves who. There's no one size fits all to it. There's no one size fits all to all. A married woman and this is another one. A married woman supposed to carry herself like this. Well, look, it depends on the man who married her. Is he okay with how she carried herself? If that's how she was before he married her, if he's okay with it and he loved her the way she is, there's no one size. Every married woman is not the same. Every woman, just like every man, is not the same. That is person specific. If he loves her and he want to be with her the way she is and accept her for that, and she loves him for the way he is and not expecting him to change, that's between them. This is why I say I don't really like to get involved with people's marriages and relationships, because I know that everybody's expectations, what everybody is looking for, is different. If you want a woman to dress wholesome and carry herself a certain way, you go for that type of woman. Some men don't care about that. So, it's a person specific thing. And we could look at it and say, oh, she's a 304 in disguise or whatever. But if he okay with that, that's who are we? We got to be okay with that too. If he married her and she loved him and she not expecting him to change, well, that's for him. That's not for anybody else. So that's another thing I like to put out there too, because a lot of people get that mixed up too. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you kind of what I'm trying to say, you kind of rule yourself out of certain situations because you think that it's supposed to be a certain way. I'm guilty of that too. I used to think that too. Oh, it's supposed to look like this because somebody told you that. He's supposed to be like this. No, he's supposed to be who he is. She's supposed to be who she is. Now, I'm not saying that you can't learn and do better. Not that. But whoever a person is, their personality, you grow and love the person who for who they are, not trying to make them change, because that's where problems start in the relationships. Learn who the person is, and if that's who you fall for, accept them. You accept them for who they are. Don't expect them to change, because somebody else told you he shouldn't be like that. He got to do this. He got to do that. No, he got to do and be who he is. And if you don't care for that person for who they are, don't mess with them. Don't try to change them, because you can't change. Women don't want no man that's trying to change them, and men don't want a woman who's trying to change them. It's going to be a difficult situation. So I just wanted to say that out. All right, so let's move on. I have another clip for you guys. I want y'all to chime in on this one. Here we go.
Who are over 50 years old, I'm no longer taking them. 99% of the women who are 53 and older have been the most challenging for me to coach because the standards are unrealistically high. But most of the men who do all of the stuff that you're wanting are dead. Or they're not looking for 55 or 57-year-old women. There are some younger men who do that. And you don't want an old man because he can't perform in bed. Well, the younger men don't want an older woman because some of you have arthritis. No. Some of you have missing teeth. Yeah. You have gray hair. You have grandkids. Damn. These social media dating sites, I've seen modernized female whores in those sites, meeting strange men, having sex with them. I'm talking about women of God. You've got to make some shifts and some changes in how you think and how you process if you want to be married.
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus?
I find that single women use this as a metric on compatibility, and it drives me absolutely crazy as a matchmaker. And I think that so many are using this in a way that prevents them from finding love. I'm Kat. I'm a matchmaker, dating coach, and host of Dear Matchmaker podcast. And I'm going to share something that just happened recently with my matchmaking client, in which I'm trying to help him find matches. And I got this correspondence from her. Okay, so here's the email that I got from her. She says, in my dating experience, I'm seldom attracted to anyone under 5'10". Even then, I'm bending, but understand it's an average height and I'm okay with it. So first off, 5'10" is not the average height of a man. Second, she's 5'4". So let me just share you some facts about men's height. According to the CDC, the average height of a man in America is 5'9". So when women have this stipulation that a man can't even have an average height, she's already eliminating a good majority of the dating pool. Now, here's where it gets even a little bit more trickier. One of the key metrics I hear in this office all the time is that the man must be 6 feet. Now, I know there's a little bit of a difference between 5'10" and 6 feet. She didn't put 6 feet in the email, but I know that's exactly probably what she meant. And so here are some stats about that. All right. So the United States, according to the Google, that 14.5% of men in the United States are 6 feet. Now, this is all men in America, 14.5% are 6 feet. So out of that 14.5, we narrow it down even more to geographically. Is he near you? To his age. Is he around your age range? to the other criteria that women have as far as career and as far as education, and as far as children and goals and aspirations and values. And then to top it all off, he needs to be into you, right? So a man has to fit all of this criteria and then has to be also interested in you. So when I hear women complain about how there's no good men out there, and then I ask them about this criteria that they have, to me, they have set themselves up for complete failure, complete impossibilities due to these ridiculous metrics that they have put on what they are seeking in a potential partner. Is he compassionate? Is he kind? Is he empathetic? Is he understanding? Is he the type of man who's willing to be there, your ultimate cheerleader, to be able to support you and encourage you? And does he have passions and goals and dreams? All these kinds of things. But no, is he 6 feet? Please. Apparently there.
Exactly. And I talk about that all the time. That's why I say it's foolishness. And it makes you wonder if these women really want what they say they want, because it seems like they're kind of eliminating themselves with these so-called standards that are super unrealistic. It's almost as if they're setting them, they don't believe that they could get the type of men that they're talking about anyway. So I think for a lot of them, they're raising the standards so high because they know that they can't really get it anyway. So instead of just saying, you know what, I don't really qualify for these type of men, you know what, I'm going to raise the standard so high and disqualify myself without really saying it. I know I got 3 kids and 3 baby daddies, and I'm overweight and I'm, masculine, and I know I'm everything that these men say they don't want. So instead of me just being honest and saying, you know what, or trying to change some things, you know what, I'm going to set the bar super, super high so that these men don't even really look my way. I'm going to just do that as opposed to being realistic about what's really happening here. I'm just going to disqualify myself without really letting them know I'm disqualifying myself. So I think a lot of them know that they add up. And to be honest, a lot of them are intimidated by those men they say they want. I've seen that happen more times than I could count. How a lot of these women talk a lot of this stuff on. So see, social media just allows you to vent and say whatever it is that comes to your mind. But in real life, these women don't think like that. They really are intimidated by a lot of the men they say they want. You a confident man. This is why they come up with this term sassy. Oh, he's sassy to make them feel good about it. No, you don't feel comfortable around a man that's confident. You don't feel the man ain't sassy. He's confident, and he's not gonna let you, pull the BS on him. He's confident in who he is, and he knows he don't need you. How about that? And see, when you have men out here who don't need these women and let you know, hey, I got options. Oh, that's where they're intimidated. That's where they feel funny about it. That's why you hear them say, oh, I don't want a man who's doing too much. Oh, don't do too much. What is doing too much? Oh, don't do too much, because when he can look at you from head to toe, look at the Pop the Balloon show. And he could look at you and say, oh, I don't want you to look at that guy I talked about the other day. He's like, I'm not attracted to none of y'all. The Auntie Pop the Balloon edition. He's like, I don't know. None of them my type. I like younger, 27 to 29. I don't want no 42-year-old auntie looking women with all these children. So when a man is confident, he says what he wants, it intimidates these women. It makes them feel small. It makes them feel inferior. And so the only comeback that they have is to call them names. Sassy, the insults. You got to call him sassy to make yourself feel good. Oh, I don't want a sassy man. No, you don't want a confident man who's going to let you know what it is. You want to feel superior to the man while wanting him to lead and be the confident. You say you want confident. You want a man who's, all these things. But when you're confronted with one, oh, now you feel small because you're not going to pull no BS on. He's going to let you know what it is and whether you're going to have to accept it or not. And they don't really want that. This is why I say you damned if you do, damned if you don't, baby. These women don't know what they want. They do. They know it when they see it. Because what you want is, if they're really honest, what you want is a man who is confident but don't really express or show his confidence to you. You want him to act like a sorry simp to you. and you want him to worship the ground you walk on and do everything you say. Oh, yes, babe. Yes, honey. You want all my money? Here, take it. Here. Okay, because you're my queen and I'm going to do any and everything for you on day one. So you want him to do that and talk to you in a certain way where you seem weaker and make them they want you to make them feel like they're running the show, because that makes them feel good, like they're running the show. Because you're gonna be like a lackey dog and do whatever they want, makes them feel emboldened. Well, you could just demand, do this, do that. I want you to do this, do that, and they want that, but they want you to be a protector and be confident and aggressive to somebody else. They want to be able to do whatever it is they want to do, dress how they want to dress, and then they want you to be out here fighting in the streets to protect them. When they talk about protection, that's what they're talking about. You want a man to protect you in your wrongdoing. You get what I'm saying? You want to dress provocative. You want to just, go out on a limb. You want to just, test the waters. You want to feel good about your man. Got to go out and beat down ninjas for you because it make you feel like you got a winner. So you do everything in your power to put him in these horrible positions so you can feel like, oh, my man would do anything for me. And girl, what you got? You know what I'm saying? It's just the stupidest shit ever. God forgive me. I'm trying not to cuss, y'all, but it's the stupidest thing ever. These women want you to be feminine and masculine. They want you to, just cater to them 24/7. They want you to pay for everything. And then you look at them and it's like, girl, no. If he was going to do all that, it's going to be for somebody that he's highly attracted to. That's not 42 with 3-4 children, baby daddies, and overweight and all this kind of stuff with a BBL. Like that man said, he's attracted to somebody younger. He's not attracted to them older women. You told that lady, you look 45. Baby, I was weak. She said, I'm not 45. Oh my God, I was weak. He said she looked older. It's just this, they're not finding what it is that they want, and it's wearing them out. It's wearing them out. But I'm just telling you, they want somebody they can control. But at the same time, they don't want somebody to control. They want a leader. They want to be able to control you in the ways that they want to control you. It's too much. It's too much. And this is the mentality of a lot of women. It's insanity. It really is. Successful MD, thank you once again for the super chat. Says, honestly, I met a woman that couldn't believe I cook, clean, have great credit, responsible, and etc. They tried to find ways to detract from me. Crazy. So she couldn't believe that you cook and clean and you have great credit and you're responsible and all of that. So they tried to find ways to detract from you. Well, because once again, thank you once again for the super chat, Successful, because they can't fathom because you don't need her for nothing. You don't need them for nothing. What can she bring to your life? You know how to cook, which I think everybody should know how to cook something and clean your own house. That's being an adult, So, but when you come to the table and you have all these things and you're taking care of yourself, you're responsible, you got your stuff together, that intimidates them because now they feel like they can't measure up. They feel like what are they going to bring? Like they don't know what to bring to the table. That's why they say I'm bringing myself I am the table. Yeah. I mean, you look like you ate the table, but you're not the table. What the table consists of? Ain't nothing on the damn table. You the table, but it's a blank, empty table. So what I'm gonna do with a table that's don't have nothing? What you got? You ain't got no food on that table. You ain't got nothing of substance on that table. So you just being the table. How is that going to contribute to a man? Especially if he can provide. If he's doing everything for himself, what do he need you for? A empty table just sitting there, ain't nothing on that. What I'm gonna do with that? So yeah, I think they're intimidated by men who are confident and have their stuff together because you can't bring no BS to him. He gonna recognize it and then he not gonna deal with you. He gonna move on to the next person. So it's and this is why a lot of women deal with the hood dudes, and I know this for a fact. A lot of them deal with the hood guys because are the ones who don't really have much going on for themselves because they feel like they're a little one up than them. You know, they feel like they're a little bit better than them. So they could kind of, you know, feel a little superior to him. And, you know, when things aren't working with him, then they can always say, you a bum. I helped you with this and I help you with that. You know, you have to live with me. It's like, you want to have the one up on him so you can use that and then go and talk about how horrible he was, but you picked him because you don't feel confident when you feel strong and superior when you're dealing with a person who has less than you. But when you meet a man who has more than you and you know, has standards and values and morals, they can't measure up. They don't know what to do with that because it will cause them to have to do more. You would have to bring a little bit more to the table. And that's a hard thing for a lot of women because they feel, you know, you hear them, I don't want a man who's going to belittle me. I don't want a man who's going to try to humble me. And it's very easy to humble them. Just have your stuff together and that's going to humble them because they're going to feel inferior. They're going to feel small because this is why. And one of the reasons I think a lot of women want this education and all that stuff, because it makes them feel strong and powerful. This is why they use that when they're looking for a man. This is their criteria for a man, for feeling that they qualify for relationships, is because they have all these degrees and all this stuff. And then most men don't really give a damn about that. So this is why they lead with that. And makes them feel like they're in control and they have something of substance. So when they when they come across a man who may not have a master's degree, oh, I'm better than you. So you can't tell me nothing because I have a master's degree. I don't give a damn how many master's degrees you have, baby. That don't make you smart. That don't make you in control. That means you just spent a lot of money for a master's degree. And you maybe could get a job with it. That don't make you the best woman out here and you qualify for what the 1% of a man? 1% of the top tier men? That don't make you qualify for that. It just means you spent money, got debt to get the master's degree to get you a job. That's it. Successful MD says, the thing is, I'm from the hood and is you said want it better? Is that what you're saying? You from the hood and you want it better. I can relate. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. Yeah, it's you know, you have to really pay attention to what they say, how they say it, and get to the bottom line. Because a lot of these women be capping, a lot of them just be talking just to be talking, trying to sound like they smart and like they, you know, like they know something more. And a lot of times they don't. A lot of them could learn a few things and do better. That's all I'm saying. Do better. Stop capping and stop faking. Just accept the reality of what things are. Try to make some adjustments and change. It's not that hard. Try to change for yourself for the better so that you can possibly get whatever it is you want. Just like you go to school and you get these degrees and these master's degrees, you want to go get all these masters and whatever, double masters and all this so that you can possibly make more money in the workforce. If you understand that, then you will need to understand relationships too. It's all about being a better person. If you're masculine and bitter and angry all the time, get some therapy or talk to somebody. Get some help. Go to the source. Go to your mothers and your grandmothers who taught y'all how to be independent boss chicks and ask them why that they were married to their husbands passed away. Why would you tell me to be independent when you, Papa, and you was married till he died? Or you know, Mama and you was married till we died? Because usually the women telling these, usually it's the women telling these women that. Why did you tell me to be independent when you was married till Papa died and he was a supportive, protector, provider man while you took care of the household and cooking bacon and cooking dinners and feeding us? Why did you tell me to go to the source? Go ask them some questions if they're still alive and ask them why did they tell you that? And were you so unhappy in your marriage and why did you stay? Because the information that you gave us is not really working. Because come to find out, men still want traditional women for the most part. And traditional nowadays it may be, you know, a little overall, I would just say traditional women, more traditional minded women. So go to the source, start asking questions, start trying to figure out what you need to change to better your circumstances. That's it. And if you don't want that child, keep doing what you're doing, baby. Because it's your life at the end of the day. Nobody's going to make you change. Let's continue.
There is, in fact, a bare minimum that we all can recognize for men to be a good husband or boyfriend. And essentially what those very simple rules are is that he should be a kind man. So he should be the doting husband. He should be the doting boyfriend. He should also be a hardworking man who financially takes on all of the responsibility in the relationship. And he should also not cheat. So he should be loyal. I'm glad that we could all decide that this is the bare minimum. I mean, like the floor, like you're not even going to get a kudos. Okay. Cause like this is what we all just expect. Like this is just it. So don't expect a good job. But I'm just wondering, what is the bare minimum for women? And I'm wondering that because apparently men aren't supposed to tell women much of anything. A man can't expect that you cook and clean anymore because that would be misogynistic. And it's not a woman's fault if she cheats because apparently that is also his fault for failing to keep her interest in the bedroom. If a woman decides she wants to work, she's not supposed to have any real financial responsibility. She's supposed to be keeping all that money for herself while a man is paying for her entire life. So just wondering, like, if the bare minimum for a man is so easily put out in front of us, what is the bare minimum for a woman to be considered a good wife or a good girlfriend?
That's a good question. And that's another question that the sisterhood and the hyenas don't want to answer because it's all about what the man's supposed to provide. It's all about what he's supposed to do. Like I said, these women want you to be a jumping monkey. They want you to jump through hoops consistently to give them everything that they want, but nothing in return. And God forbid, if he says, hey, can you do this? Or I would like this, they're going to have a fit because in their minds, they're not supposed to do anything for a man. They were raised to be independent women, just having a good time. And then whenever they want a man, he's supposed to meet all of their expectations. These women don't talk about the bare minimum for women because they don't have it. They don't want to do anything. You're supposed to come with everything, and they're supposed to have nothing. You can easily tell a man what he needs to be and how he needs to be and what he needs to provide. And if they ain't providing, they're this and they're that. Well, what are the women who don't provide anything for the men they say they want? Are they considered dusticious? He's dusty, but are y'all dusticious? I mean, hell, y'all need a name too. The dusticious. Y'all ain't trying to provide nothing either. A lot of y'all broke too. So y'all dusticious. If they dusty, you're dusticious. You don't bring nothing to the table. You don't even provide the bare minimum. So dusticious, gotta stop. You can't even provide the things that you're asking a man for, even in modern society where both can work. So both of y'all can work, baby. Why is all the requirements on the man to provide everything? You should be willing to provide just as equally as him. Because it's modern society. Y'all got bank accounts y'all could work, right? Because that's what they like to lead with. Oh, back in the day, they couldn't have bank accounts. They couldn't do that, so they had to stay. Well, ain't nobody forcing you to stay in nothing, baby. You are a modern woman. You can go to work. You can make money. Y'all can be boss chicks, all this kind of stuff. So you need to be providing. So the bare minimum would be for you to be a cooperative woman, be able to know how to cook something, cook, clean the house. All that's bare minimum. Don't you cook and clean? Y'all, most of y'all got kids. Don't you cook and clean for your kids? So you got to cook and clean for your household. And anyway, it's not like you not doing that at all. Or are you? Are you? Because baby, it's probably a lot of them who don't even clean their own house. So they ain't doing that now. So now, let alone you're not thinking about doing it for a man. So cooking and cleaning is problem. That's why it's such an issue. Most people door dashing and eating out anyway. You're not really cooking any meals. You didn't learn. There's too many. You can go on YouTube, baby, and learn how to cook something. There's all kind of recipes right on YouTube. Cookbooks. You could look at that, follow it, and cook some good stuff and learn. So they don't want to. A lot of these kids eating fast food and out here and DoorDash and everything anyway. So you're not really cooking. You ain't maintaining a household. So why would you want to do it when you get a man? So that's why they don't want to do it, because they're not even doing it for themselves. Some of these women. So I mean, it's just crazy. It just goes back to, that I don't know why, you know, it really boggles my mind because I really be like, when I get off of here, I really think about this stuff. Like, wow, I just don't understand why they're not getting it. But hopefully, somebody will get it. Somebody will understand what it takes to maintain, not just get in a relationship, but maintain it, and what you should be expecting and what you should be offering. Because it's not all about you. It's about what you can do in return, what y'all can do for each other. And if, you know, even if you don't know, because most women were not taught what they're supposed to do for a man, only what a man can do for them, learn some things. Listen. Stop being selfish. Stop thinking it's all about you. That's it. Let me play it. I got another clip for you guys that I want to get your thoughts on. Here we go.
All right, moms at TikTok, I need your help. So is it my job as the dad of my children to make sure that it is food in their mother's refrigerator? Is that my obligation? We are not together. We co-parent. She works, I work, we both have households. Is it my job as the child's father to fill her fridge up? And then if I do not fill her fridge up, am I a piece of shit? Please, I need y'all to answer this.
So what y'all think? I already know what y'all think. What do y'all think? So is it his responsibility to fill up the refrigerator of his baby mama? Because, you know, should he go buy a refrigerator full of groceries because that's his baby mama? They are not together. They just have a child together. Is he a piece of shit for not filling up her refrigerator because he got a child with her? That's what he wants to know. Because I'm pretty sure the baby mama told him, it's your responsibility to fill my refrigerator up because I got a child with you. You a piece of ish because you don't want to fill the refrigerator up and your child lives here. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm pretty sure she's told him that. That's why he's asking the question, because a lot of these women don't realize, listen, just because you had a baby with a dude, and you know, you're not, he's not responsible for you. He's responsible for his child and making sure that his child has, you know, he's partly responsible for his child because the two of you are responsible for that child. Oftentimes women put all of the responsibility on the man and they forget, no, this is a co-parenting situation. This is a dual situation. You have to provide for your child just as much as he does. It doesn't just go all on him. So just because you got a child with him and, you know, and y'all are not together, you're not living in the same household, he is not responsible at all for filling your refrigerator up for you and possibly other kids that you have. Because it's probably not that one kid. She probably have other children too. So why is it? And what happens is a lot of these women, they have multiple baby daddies. And maybe one of the baby daddies is the more responsible one who actually take care of his son, who actually bring food and money for his son and make sure his son has shoes and clothes and things like that. He's the responsible one. They just didn't work out in that relationship, but he's the responsible one. What they try to do is pin all of the responsibility on the one responsible baby daddy. Because you know the other three ain't doing shit. You know they're not doing nothing for their children. They ain't coming around. So now you want to pin all of it on this one responsible baby daddy and make him responsible for the whole family. And that is a bunch of BS. That's no way in the world he should be responsible for filling up her refrigerator for her and her other kids. No, that's her responsibility, baby. If you laid down and had 3 children with 3 different men and none of them are responsible, or one of them is responsible, it's not his responsibility to do that. That's your household. That's your kids. You're supposed to make sure your kids can eat. What did we just see the other day? This lady crying on social media with an empty refrigerator and a child crying in the background. Talking about, can y'all please help me get a loaf of bread? You can't get a loaf of bread for your child? That's pathetic. Let's be real. You mean to tell me you can't get a loaf of bread for your child? Where's the child's father? He can't provide a loaf of bread for his child to eat? Neither one of y'all are responsible enough to provide a loaf of bread for your child or whatever your child needs. That's nobody else's responsibility. That's nobody else's obligation to you and your kids. Like the lady said, if you can't feed the baby, then why have a baby? It's just getting out of hand. But once again, entitled expectations. Successful MD, I appreciate you for the super chats. It's her child until it involves money. Exactly. Right. Your body, your choice. You can have a child, but when it's time, when they need something, is all on the daddies. Thank you once again for the super chat, Successful MD. You know, it's just pathetic, and its behavior. Social media has really pushed it to the forefront. We really get to see it if you haven't seen it already. I actually been seeing this kind of stuff growing up, but social media has just allowed them to really expose themselves and put themselves on Front Street, and a lot of them don't realize what they've done. You know, social media has put them in a trick bag. It really caused them to expose themselves, and then they wondering what's wrong with men? Why aren't they approaching us? Well, y'all forgot y'all exposed yourselves on social media, and they are watching. Somebody's watching me. They watching you. They watching you, and y'all forgot that or something, or y'all had memory loss and didn't realize that the men are paying attention. They may not be as vocal, but they are watching you. They're listening to what you're saying and how you're exposing yourself, and they are moving accordingly. So that's what it is. You expose yourself, you expose your hand, and the men are not trying to deal with you. You know, it's like you're not paying attention. You're not as smart as you claim to be. Because if anything, if you out here trying to finesse men, don't you supposed to be quiet about that? Why are you exposing all of the sisterhood games? Y'all exposing everything, telling women, there are people who are making videos out here telling women how to finesse men. Don't you think the men are watching this? Don't you think they're going to see you coming? Because you telling them exactly. See, back in the day, that's what I said. These men were not privy to all this information. They didn't know that these women were out here cheating on them and using vinegar to go so-called close their vaginas back up so the man won't know, and doing all kind of stuff like this. These men had no clue. Going out, going to work. While he's at work, she's screwing niggas in the house and then go take a vinegar douche and then, you know, he don't know nothing. That's what they used to talk about back in the day. And call him stupid and all this kind of stuff. And then he come home, hey babe, and you're treating him like you love him so much. You just finished screwing Harry in the back room and ran him out the back door. And then he come in and you're hugging him like you love him, and he don't know nothing. He just happy to be home and you're there. And he got some type of vagina, but he don't know. See, you can't really fault somebody if they didn't know, because these women was lying the whole time. Y'all, they were hoodwinking these men, lying, making these men think they were just some good woman, and they were hoes in hiding. And these men didn't know. And this is why men, you know, there's, you know, men have said that, look, they thought women could do no wrong, and women were just the best thing since sliced bread. And there are some good women, but a lot of these women are very sneaky and conniving. They tell you all the time, oh, we getting it in. We cheat. We just better at it. We don't get caught. They tell y'all. And they laugh about it. They laugh about it. They talk about it in a joking way. But you don't talk about men who cheat in a joking way. You're real pissed about that, and you mad, and you don't like that, and men shouldn't be cheating. They wrong, and they this and that, and there need to be consequences. But when it comes to you, oh, it's all a joke. Oh, we cheat, we just good, and we don't get caught. This is what they say. You gotta pay attention to what women say and what they do. Don't just be oblivious to it, because that's how you miss it. In this day and age, I don't think men should miss anything, because it's all out here for your daily consumption to see the nature of a lot of these women, so that if you are dating, you can spot these red flags right away and know whether you know, and know to keep it moving the opposite direction. Automatically, red flags automatically. And they made it very easy for you, because they're telling you, hey, if you want to take me out, you got to pay my bills. Automatic red flag. You don't even need to date her. You don't even need to go nowhere with her. Because the women who may be interested in you are not going to do that. I'm going to say that again. The women who may be interested in you are not going to ask you to pay their bills on day one, period. A decent woman knows better. She has more respect for herself, and she's not going to put herself out there like some kind of gold digger or some type of grifty, needy woman who's out here looking for somebody to take care of her. A woman who has respect and has her stuff together is not going to come out here asking you, telling you need to pay her bills on day one. That's some bullshit. And I don't know this man's name, but he is all over social media telling women, you're telling men you should be paying up bills on day one. I just been cringing. I'm like, what in the world is going on? I can't believe that. No, you should not. The red flags are all over the place. A woman who is trying to get to know you is not going to be asking you to pay her damn rent, get her nails done, pay for her outfit to go out. Girl, you ain't got no clothes. You can't go on a date because you ain't got no clothes. Just say you ain't got no clothes. And he still shouldn't be buying you none. Because the thing you should say is, baby, if you got no clothes to go out, baby, you shouldn't be going out. You shouldn't be dating, honey. Just like they won't say, oh, well, if you broke, you shouldn't be baby, if you ain't got clothes, if you ain't got enough hair on your head to comb your hair, baby, you should stay home. Stay home. You can't comb your hair. You ain't got a decent outfit to go nowhere. You stop dating. Keep your ass home. And tend to them badass kids. Because you know they all got kids. Red flag number 2. Red flags everywhere. You can't present yourself. You can't come out without bonnets on and robes and mismatched slippers like that girl say. Keep your ass home. Stop dating until you can get it together. If you ain't got enough money to buy your own outfit and get your own hair done, stay home. Stop dating. It's not the man's responsibility to make you look presentable, to take you out on a goddamn date. Stay home. Stop dating so you can buy your own outfit and put whatever hair you want in your head or nails and toenails. Do it. You can't afford to do that? Stop trying to date men and stop trying to get men to pay for that stuff. It ain't their responsibility, baby. Keep your ass home in that bonnet and figure that out. And whenever you can get some money to get that outfit and all that, then you go on a date. Keep the same energy. If you gonna tell a man he ain't got enough money to take you out on a proper date, then he shouldn't be dating. If you can't pay for your own upkeep, you need to not be dating too. Stay home. Bottom line. Equal rights and equal lefts. Equality, that's what y'all wanted, you got it. It's not a traditional society, it's a modern society. So you got to level up. If you want a man to take you seriously, you got to be serious about yourself. And coming out in bonnets, looking a hot mess, thinking you making a man look bad is only making you look bad, and these men gonna further keep running away. Because I mean, if you went on a date with a man and he came out with pajamas on and a goddamn bonnet, because you know that some of the men wear bonnets too. These young men wear bonnets too. So if he came out with pajamas and slippers and a bonnet on and a robe saying, hey, what's up? How you doing? You're going to be like, what in the hell? You going to drag him for filth. You're going to talk about him till the sun come up. And you're not going to want to deal with him because you're like, what is this? These men are sassy. He's a representation. Why would he come out like this? So same for you. Equality. Wearing bonnets and looking a hot mess on a date does not make you look good. It makes you look a fool. So whatever you say men need to do, you need to do too. That's what equality looks like. Stop trying to make these men look like they're shortcoming when y'all are shortcoming too. That's a strange situation to go out here with to present yourself with a bonnet thinking that that's cool on a date and thinking, oh, see, men, like the video I played yesterday, the men show up with mismatched shoes and bonnets and robe. That looks stupid. You look stupid. That don't prove anything. That don't prove that men care about, of course a man will care about what you look like, but that doesn't mean that you show up any kind of way. You ought to feel embarrassed yourself about doing stuff like that. That is not the way to go. Bottom line. So these women got a lot to learn. That's all I say. Diane, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You know, this you make yourself look dumb and you listen to the wrong people once again, and it does not benefit you whatsoever. So, you know, you could either take advice, take constructive criticism, learn from it, apply it to your situation, do better. And the more you learn, you do better. The better you do, you get better outcomes. If you're constantly in this rotation of thinking that men owe you something when they don't even know you, or anybody, you know, nobody owes you anything. Nobody is responsible for you but you. And you shouldn't be going out here thinking that, oh, this is what a man should do. A man's supposed to protect and provide for his wife and his family. He don't have to protect and provide for a stranger. That's not his responsibility. Protection and provisions are for wives and children, or your immediate family, your loved ones, not strangers. Now, if he chooses to put himself in that, that's on him, but he's not obligated or responsible to do that. They got it twisted. So if you want those provisions, you want that protection, figure out what you need to do to get it. And demanding men pay your rent on a date is not going to get it for you, boo-boo. And if there are men still out here being super simps in that way, well, that you want to do that, do you? I can't tell a man what to do, but I'm telling you, you being finessed. Because these women don't want you because you paying their rent on day one. They know that it's a finesse. They know what they're doing, and they put it out there to see who gonna bite. Which fool gonna jump to the occasion and rise to the occasion, thinking that this woman wants you. Which one of y'all gonna show yourself? Which one of y'all gonna hop out and show you a real man? You know, that's what they say. You're a real man. Oh, he a real one. Okay, they know they got a fool. You know you got a simp who gonna jump out and give you $1,000 for your rent, because the rent probably high. And then once you see he give you that $1,000 for that rent, ooh, girl, she knows she going to girlfriend. I got another one. And you ain't the only one. She got you paying that. She got another one paying something. She got another one paying something. And you just are part of the rotation. Now she done reeled you in. Then once you pay that rent, ooh, hey, and they know how to talk to you. They'll talk to you nice then. They ain't aggressive then. When they trying to get the money out you, they ain't aggressive. They just as sweet as pie. They know how to talk and be sweet then when they trying to manipulate you. Oh, you know how to talk and tell him just what he want for him to come out of his pocket with some more. Because you know they ain't gonna stop there. Once you start it, oh, they know it's open season. Oh, I get $1,000 from rent. He don't even know me. They know it's foolish, but if they can get you to do it, child, it's like, this is why they upset now, because they can't get men to do it, and now they got to pay their own bills. So this is where the chameleons come in at. Oh, well, you got to pretend like you're going to be submissive and all of this because you want somebody to pay them damn bills. Because these men have figured out that y'all are full of shit. You know? So now, you know, they got to pretend to get it out of you and pretend they're interested in all the whole nine so they can get you to pay these damn bills because they know they're struggling. So you got to pay attention. No, don't give them what they want. You'll see how they move and run like the wind when they realize, oh, he ain't going to give it to me. To hell with him. Then they start getting mad at you to themselves. F him. Because he ain't giving it to you, you know. Oh, no, I like to take you out. That's all you got to do. It's like, yeah, I like to take you out. But, you know, I can't give you no money for your bills, baby. I have my own bills, unfortunately. I think you're a nice lady, but I can't give you bills. Oh, then I'm going to tell you right then, some of them will expose themselves right away. Well, that's what, you know, my last relationship. Well, baby, your last relationship, he ain't your last relationship. They'll start telling, well, my last man, he did everything for me. Why you ain't with him, boo? Then they be lying. It's a real game, but baby, I know what it is. And I think a lot of men know too. Successful MD says, only feminine around rent time, shaking my head. Right. It's like, come on now. Whoever is not, if you're being finessed in 2024, you must want to be. Thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat. You want to be. You don't mind spending all your money on some possible coochie, you know? They ain't even gave it to you yet. You just salivating and waiting. Ooh, maybe she'll give me something if I pay her bills. Ooh, like I said yesterday, if you out here doing that, You must want that. You must be okay with that. Divine Photo says, I'm in a bind, Nate. Right. I mean, it's just insanity, but it is what it is. I'm not really mad at it. I'm just being honest about what's being presented and what's out here and the nature of a lot of women. And they've been doing this, y'all. People like to think that this all is new. A lot of this is not new. It's really not. A lot of this behavior is not new. It's old. They've been doing it. They was just able to do it more successfully. This is not new behavior from these women who choose to do this. I watched this video of this woman who was saying that, if she doesn't like a man, she won't take money from him because she don't want to use him. And I agree with what she said, because I think if you don't like somebody, don't take money from them. Don't, lead them on. That's how I feel about it. But the two women who were next to her, you could see in their facial expression, just like, no, because they don't do that. And most women don't do that. Most women will take money from a guy that they know they don't like. They will have him paying her bills and doing the most for her because they don't care about him. And they're leading him on, making him think that they're interested when they're not. And when you start taking money and things from a person, to me, I think that's very dangerous. And especially if you don't really care about them and you really don't like them like that. I think that's very dangerous because you're leading that person on, making them think that you're interested, but you're only there to take, because they'll give you money and they'll do things for you. And so that is leading that person on. But see, if a man did that to a woman, these women will cry bloody murder. You're going to cry, you're going to be upset, and you're going to just blame all men for that. When a lot of them do exactly that. But y'all do it to men all the time. But if a man, you run across that man who don't really like you, why is it that a man will waste your time? I just saw that video and pretend that they like you, and when they really don't. Well, y'all been doing this shit for years. But it's okay when you do it. Nobody's holding you accountable. Nobody's telling y'all how horrible that is and you should do it, because most women okay that, because you don't see a problem when you do it. But when you run across a man who give you that same energy, well, they need to be held accountable. Oh, but y'all hate accountability. You don't want to be accountable for shit. But he has to be accountable for everything. You can dish it, but you can't take it. Stop dishing it if you can't take it. If you can't keep that same energy, then that means y'all need to stop doing that. Because just like you want him to be held accountable, y'all need to be held accountable too. Eric 300 Blackout, thank you for the super chat, says DeeDee. Your presentation commentaries are always great and reasonable for all the wise folks who are looking for this type of reasonable commentary information. Great job, DeeDee. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that, for your comment and supporting the channel with the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. But it's just insanity. It's the hypocrisy is what I call it. It's hypocrisy. Oh, well, then they want to acknowledge, women and men are different. Well, women and men are different, but the things that you're doing is not. If you don't like cheaters, why you cheat? And why it's okay for you to cheat, but if a man cheat, oh my God, the sky gonna fall. And he gonna be canceled for the rest of his life. And he gotta, make it up to you. But if you cheat, like the lady said, it's justifiable because you don't spend time with me because you at work all the time. You're working to pay all the bills that you say you wanted to provide a man for, to pay all the bills, make sure you good, make sure the household is good. I gotta work. So he at work doing what he's supposed to do. He don't spend no time with you, and that's a justification for you to go out and bang somebody else behind his back. You pushed me to cheat. Ain't nobody pushed you to cheat. You took yourself to cheat. Ain't no such thing, somebody pushing you to cheat. You wanted to do it because that could have been a conversation. Well, hey, I know you're working all the time, and I understand and I appreciate you, but, I need a little time. Can we schedule something? Do you have an open time where we can do something together? I think a lot of women complain about that, but you got to have the conversation, but I will say this too. If you are in a marriage or relationship, you need to make time for your person. You can't think that a relationship is going to thrive if you're never there. So I will give them a little bit, because women, because of the nature of women, we get bored. We do. We get it's just the nature of a woman. We get complacent. You know, we need attention. This is the nature of women. So if men understand that, you gotta make some time for the person that you with, because women, what they say, an idle mind is a dangerous for women. Where if women sit down and have time to conjure up thoughts and feelings, this is why they leave the relationship. So if men know that, that's not going to change with women. That's just part of who women are. I will say that. We get complacent. You know, you saw sitting, they say idle mind is the devil's playground. So women get to thinking and feeling. And you know, women are not logical. They're emotional. We know this. So you got to understand that the emotional aspect of a woman is going to show itself at some point. So this is why I say it's important for women and men to know each other. So if you know this is the nature of women, they can't just change it, just like a man cannot be masculine. If you're a masculine man, you can't change it and just be a feminine, feminine. You masculine, that's just how it is. What comes with the masculinity is what comes with it. You can't change that. So there are things about women that you just can't change. That's just a part of our genetic make. We're emotional creatures. Men know it. Men are more logical, women are emotional. So with that emotional makeup, we got some shit with us too. We need attention. We need to feel like we're a part of the relationship. We need to feel like we're loved. We need that. This is why women are on social media looking for attention so badly, because they don't have it at home. So you got to understand that when you're in a relationship, you need to take time out to give that woman that, because if not, she's going to start feeling a certain kind of way. And if you're communicating that to your person, then you got to receive that and understand this is just part of what women need. And I don't think that you should be sitting around kumbayaing with your woman 24/7, because you got things that you got to do as the man. But there needs to be a conversation, and there needs to be a time schedule to have time with that person. How are you going to continue to build a relationship if you don't ever spend time? If y'all not doing anything, you're not watering into the relationship. So women become combative when that happens. Women start to think idly. Women start to think of crazy, strange things. See, this is where those feelings and those thoughts come in that men aren't really privy to. And then they wonder, and I'm not saying this is justification for you cheating, because you don't have to go out and cheat. But it is a part of the mentality of a woman to start thinking outside of the realm of the relationship. This is why women need attention. This is why they look for it, because they want attention. If they're not getting it from the person that's supposed to care about them, they're going to seek it from somewhere else. Thank you once again, Diane, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. So that's just a part of how women think. So you got to water the relationship. And I had to learn that too, like at both parties, not just one. But when women don't feel loved, or they feel like you're not giving them any, they start thinking crazily. That's it. That's why a lot of women leave the relationships. That's why they leave the marriages, because they don't feel like it's when they say, I don't feel like this relationship is serving me anymore. That's what they mean. They don't feel loved. And I'm not saying that it's always a valid feeling, because it's a feeling, but I'm just giving you how a lot of women think. And it would make sense as to why they leave good relationships, because they're feeling. It's a feeling, it's a thought, it's an emotion. It doesn't mean, I wouldn't say it's always invalid, but a lot of times it is, because it's off of a feeling. And the thing that's missing is you have to communicate. If you're not saying anything and just letting these feelings build up and let your emotions take you away, this is when they get up. This is why, and it's all making sense and coming back, why women, they say once a woman have left the relationship, she's mentally tapped out of that relationship before she leaves physically. It's true. Because what she's doing is she's building all her emotions, all her feelings. She's creating a narrative. The man have no idea. If she's not telling him, he has no idea how she's feeling. He has no idea that she's planning on leaving. He doesn't know until it happens, but she's already checked out of that relationship before she physically leaves. She's not going to tell him, because she's waiting on the time. Women don't do it like that most of the time. Women are going to check out mentally first, and then they're going to physically leave when they're ready to do it. So basically, they'll get their ducks in a row and plan for and the man don't know nothing about it. But at the same time, if you have a woman who's communicating, hey, we don't spend enough time together, we don't barely get any time, I think as the men, y'all have to be receptive to that too and understand that she needs that. That's what she needs. And if you really care about the relationship and you want this to thrive, you got to understand just as much, if just same way, if you want something from your woman, you have to communicate that too. She's not a mind reader, you're not a mind reader. Y'all both have to communicate what it is that you want. Oftentimes people are not communicating with each other. They're not saying what they want for whatever reason, and you're just expecting it to automatically happen. And that don't work like that. The same way women expect men to be on mind. You should know what I want. You should know I need help. No, you have to open your mouth and tell that man what it is that you want. And he has to open his mouth and tell you what he wants. And y'all need to work on it. And you shouldn't just dismiss what he's saying, but you should try to work on it. Both sides have to do that. You can't just sit back and think that the relationship is going to water itself. Both of y'all have to put in the efforts to do it. Somebody got to start it, you know? And a lot of times I think with women think, oh, the man has to always initiate. No, I had to learn that too. Okay. If you want to go somewhere, set it up. Okay. Do that. But if you're setting up the dates or doing things like that, y'all both have to do it. Y'all got to work together. So, because what that does, it makes the relationship, I feel like it makes the relationship grow. I think it makes you guys grow together. You start to get rid of those negative emotions that you've built up and conjured up in your head towards your spouse. You start to feel more included. You start to feel like, okay, this relationship is thriving because y'all are working together. You got to put all the other crazy differences aside, and you got to understand what's the bigger picture. Okay, if you got a woman that wants to spend more time with you, baby, that's a plus. I don't know anybody who's going to try to who doesn't want that. If you got a woman who's saying, I want to spend, a lot of these women don't want to spend time with their man. They want to go find something new. So if you got a woman who said, look, I want to be around you, I want us to do something here and there. I understand you got to work and you got to maintain, but you need to make some time for us to do something. I don't understand any man not wanting that unless you really don't give a shit about her. Because a lot of these women don't give a shit, and they don't want to spend time with their man. They trying to get out away from him, and vice versa. So if the man is, a lot of these men don't even want to go home. They don't even want to deal with their wives or their women or whatever. They want to stay far away from them. If that's the case, then y'all got another issue. But if you got somebody that wants to spend time with you and do stuff, that's a win-win in my book. So this is, so there has to be a balance, in my opinion. You can't be, you got to work fine, because that's what I talk about women too. You want the man to sit down and cry with you all day and, and just sit there and be your good Judy friend all day and kumbaya every day. No, he can't do that. He got to work. He got to do what he needs to do as a man, just like you have to do your part. So I don't think that it has to be like that, but I do think there needs to be some time carved out for your wife, your family. What's the point of having a family if you can never be with them or never spend time with them? That's going to draw a wedge in the relationship. So men have a part to play as well. You got to make time for the ones that you love. You got to make time. What's the sense of having children? You never do anything with them. What's the point of, you never make time and build build relationships and experiences with the kids. You never do anything with them. What's the point? If you want a family, why do you want a family if you don't ever have time to even be with them or do anything with them or teach them anything or do anything? So I think that's important for men to know too, And so I think there's definitely work that needs to be done on both sides. A relationship is something you both have to work on. It's a collaborative effort. It's not just one person doing it all. And I think for women, I will say, are the ones who expect men to do it all. And a lot of times they don't want to put in anything. But I think if you understand that, hey, it's a collaborative effort and both of y'all need to do something. If one is doing something and trying, the other one need to meet that person there. You got to meet in the middle. Meet in the middle somewhere. You got to start somewhere. Start doing things that will enhance your relationship, not let it stall out or stale out. Because when I say relationships are work, it is. It's a constant working together to figure out how to keep it going. You just can't be with somebody for 15, 20, 30 years and thinking that, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to put any work. You just sit back and just chill out and think that the relationship is solid, when women are sitting there with all these emotions and feelings and conjuring up their escape route because they don't feel loved or appreciated or, even involved as if there's a relationship there. And I know it's the same for men too, but women and men are different. Men don't share or expose their feelings like women do. And I think that's when you hear, now I will give women a little bit of this. When women say, men don't communicate, that's what they're trying to say. They need you to communicate your feelings to them. But women got to also understand too that if you want him to communicate his feelings, you can't badger him with what he's communicating. You got to listen to what he's saying and not always be ready to jump back in an aggressive way. You got to be able to listen to what he's saying and take into what he's saying and not use it against them. And I think that's what a lot of men are saying. It's hard for them to communicate with women because women turn around and use it against them. And that's true. So this is where you got to learn. You got to make him comfortable with coming to you and talking to you and not be ready to pounce every time. Just listen. You don't always have to talk. You don't always have to respond. Just listen and hear him out just as much as you want him to hear you out. Right? And that's only going to make for a better communication in the future and for you guys to get what it is you want done between the two of you. Communication is key to any relationship. So you got to say what it is that you want. You can't expect the person to do something. You can think in your mind what they should do, but that's not how people always operate. You got to say what you want. Don't assume and think that they're just going to do it because you've been doing a certain thing. No, you got to tell them what you want. Because if they don't know to automatically do it all the time. People make relationships complicated. They don't have to be complicated. If we can get past our own issues and our own thoughts of what we think and how, whatever, and just look at it like, okay, I'm gonna communicate what it is what I want. This is what I expect, and you tell me what you want and expect, and we can work around it and create something and set something up. Everything, it doesn't have to be complicated, but what makes it complicated is because people are owning their own feelings. People have their own thoughts of what they think. They can't get past it. They're still stuck on certain things or certain issues and they really haven't gotten past it. So every time you say something, it's an argument because it's like you're really not past certain things and you don't really want to acknowledge that. Instead of just saying, the hell with it, let's do this. Let's just do it. Stop thinking in your head and just start doing the things that are being communicated. And let's just get past it and just do the damn thing. That's it. So, I think relationships are complicated for most people because they don't want to, you got your own individual issues or what you think a person should be. And if they're not that, you can't get past it. And, it just always end up being an argument as opposed to a solution to what helps you, get through the issues that you might be having. That's it. And so, if any of this could just help you understand what a relationship be and how to thrive in one, we'll have better relationship outcomes. We'll have a better community. We'll have more people together and we will be thriving as a community. But everybody is so individual and everybody is so self-absorbed and everybody can't get past, their own issues. And they bring that into the relationship and it causes problems and it draws a wedge in between the communication. And when you don't have any communication, then the relationship can fail. And I don't care how long you've been together, it will fail. If you don't have clear communication, if y'all not, spending time together, you're not doing anything, then there's going to be resentment building up. There's going to be, you're not going to be as close. You can draw a wedge between each other and it just becomes a situation that is not feasible. And I think that's what women are trying to explain in relationships. They don't know how to explain it. So I think there's a part on each side that could do better, that could grow. That's all I'm saying. Women aren't perfect and men aren't perfect either. So you got to learn how to put your differences aside and figure out the solution to what's going on and see how that works. If you care about each other, then it shouldn't be that difficult to do something that will enhance the relationship. That's it. And a lot of times it's simple things. It's not even stuff that's a big major deal. It's simple. But if your priorities are not focused on that and your focus is all the way somewhere else, you that's how people end up breaking apart. I'm just saying. And that is part, I will say, part of the reason why women leave, because women are based on emotions and feelings. We're emotion and feelings driven. That's just what it is. And I want men to understand that if you're saying men are logical, women are emotional, then you accept the fact that we run off of emotions. So if we run off of emotions, that means we have to have some type of I wouldn't say catering to, but you gotta know how to play on a woman's emotions in a way that makes her feel a certain way, that makes her move a certain way. You have to do that in a relationship. Just like a woman has to understand what drives the man, what he wants, what works for him, what strokes his ego, what makes him feel good. That goes both ways. You got to understand, if your husband or your man is doing things, you got to acknowledge him. You can't disregard him. You got to make him feel good. Do things that will make him feel. If women got to do that for men, men got to do that for women. And you got to do the things that will make that work for her. You can't just do what you think is going to be, make her feel better. You got to understand the person that you with. You got to understand the person that you with on both sides. So that, that's what seemed to be the difficult thing in a lot of relationships, because everybody don't really want to do or don't know what you should be doing to maintain. So you could get the relationship, but you got to maintain it. And if you can't do that, this is where you find people who've been married for years divorcing. A lot of these women walking away because they don't feel important in a relationship at all. And like I said, you shouldn't need a jumping monkey to make you to just appease you 24/7. No, but I think it's healthy on both sides to make each other feel wanted, to make you feel like you are important in a relationship in a way that makes you feel that way. And if it's spending time, the basic spending time, carving out a time, that's why people came up with the date night thing. Have a date night once a month. It doesn't even have to be every, have a date night. Have a time where you feel special. Women like to feel special. Well, the woman feels special every now and then. Go out and do something, with her, or just, spend some time, take some time to make her feel special, because women like to feel special. Even the most masculine woman wants to feel special from a man. Those little things make a world of difference, because we're emotional. And when we get in our feelings and our emotions, we check out. And once a woman completely checks out, then she walk away from the marriage. She'll break away. And I think partly that's what Tia Mowry did. I don't condone it, but I think if you're not communicating with your feelings and your emotions, then that's a problem. If you're just acting off of it and not communicating it, then you're doing yourself a disservice. But if you're communicating to your man what it is and how you're feeling, and they don't do anything about it, then that's going to cause a problem. And it goes the other way too. But I just had to point that out, because women are more emotion driven and feelings driven. That you have to do your part in that. And men are logical, and men are moved and are moved by certain ways and certain things. Women got to understand how to cater to that. So that's just my take on it, y'all. Something to give y'all something to think on. If you're in a relationship, consider that. Keep that in mind. Understand, you gotta put your ego aside. You gotta just understand what is needed on both sides, both women and men. You gotta work together. That's it. It shouldn't be difficult, but for a lot of people it is, because if it wasn't, we wouldn't see this huge number of divorces and people struggling in relationships and having problems, because everybody's self-absorbed. Everybody's like, this is how I am and I'm not going to do shit else. You either take it or leave it. And that's never going to work. That's not going to work. Eventually, that's going to fall apart. So you got to understand what's important to keep it going. Communicate, have the conversation, figure something out. That's it. And it doesn't take a whole lot. It just take, a little bit to keep it going, because once again, women are driven by their emotions and feelings, and there's nothing you could do as a man to stop that. Just like a masculine man, you can't stop him from being masculine. That's just who he is. So if you know who you are, you know who she is, y'all should be able to work together with all of the information that you have. So that's it, y'all. We done reached the 2-hour mark, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Unfortunately, we're not gonna have a panel today, but I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Continue to support the channel. Continue to watch the videos, share the videos. Also hit that notification bell to be notified when I go live again or post new content. I will be live again on Tuesday, 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you have that notification bell turned on so that you can be a part of that live stream. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats or cash apps, for everybody who shares and like the videos. I appreciate you. Everybody watching in the chat and watching otherwise, I appreciate you for your continued support. So definitely go ahead and follow me on Patreon. Join my Patreon. I'll be posting new content on there soon. Join the channel membership if you want to support the channel. Also, subscribe to my second channel, you guys. Go over and subscribe to that channel so we can grow that channel as well. So that is it for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Y'all be safe. Stay safe out in these streets. And I will see you guys in the next one.